everybody, Teacher Elayna R here with part 2 of Teacher Talk, upper level students. Now, upper level students can include anywhere from probably midway through level 3 all the way up to level 4, 5, 6, and even 7. And for upper level students, we are looking for a 70-30 student teacher output. Wow, that means you really want to get your student talking as much as possible. You really want to be your student's guide, help them get through the lesson. Now, there are definitely a couple tips and tricks that I can give you to help achieve that 70-30 student teacher talk output. The number one thing that I'm going to tell you is get your student to read. Upper level students can read independently. Ask them to do so. Now, some students may be able to read very well, but their comprehension level is just a little bit lower. So this leads us into number 2. Encourage complete sentences consistently. Ask open-ended comprehension questions to ensure that your student actually understands what it is that they read. Try to relate the information to your student's own world or to your world. Bring them all together. I'm Canadian, so I promise you, whenever I have the opportunity to bring Canada into my discussions with my students, I do so. That is a fantastic extension, and it allows me to become real for the student, and now I can ask them questions about their life as well. The third tip that I have for you is wait. Ask open-ended questions and then wait for an answer. Just like with our lower level students, we want to wait about 6 seconds to make sure that your student has enough time to accurately process the question you've given them, start to think of an answer, and then give it to you. However, if your student is having trouble getting that answer, you want to be prepared to support the student with a guided answer. Don't just let them say, I don't know, and then move on. That's not going to be helpful or productive for them. Instead, take that I don't know and try to help them figure out what don't they know. What are they trying to say? Maybe reframe your question. Use the chat box as a tool for you if you want to help your student along the way. If the answer is within the text, underline it. Draw the student's attention to what it is that you're trying to explain. This is a perfect place to bring in those realia props to help show things to your students. Another great tip that I have to help you with your student teacher talk output is to allow the student to be creative with their answers. If you ask a question and you get an off the wall answer, go with it. Your student is being creative. They're thinking of things. Ask them why. How did you get here? Why does this answer make sense to the question I just asked you? Oftentimes the answers you'll get will blow your mind, and you will find out that your student understands a lot more than you think that they did. The last tip that I have here for your student talk is be a guide for your student. Ask guided questions. Help them come to the understanding that they're looking for. Help them build those bridges, because oftentimes your student has a lot of knowledge with these upper level classes, and what you're trying to help them do is connect these thoughts that they may otherwise not know are the same thing or are very similar. This is why you need to use props. You need to use TBR to help support your students' understanding of things. And of course, we want to allow our students to really express themselves in the class. We want them to be able to ask questions if they don't understand, but we want to provide definitions for the students and then check that they understand what it is that we're teaching them. And last but certainly not least, try to get your student active and involved in the classroom. When you're giving them a reward, make it interactive. Allow your student to enjoy being in the classroom with you. A great way to allow your student to be active and engaged, especially when you're giving them rewards, is to use a reward that allows them to interact with you throughout the class. One of my favorites is to play vocabulary tic-tac-toe. Now, these are not a set of vocabulary words that go all together in any VIPKID upper level classroom, but an example of what you might find. What I always will tell the student at the beginning of the class is, Elsa, you will be X and I will be O. And then when it's the student's time to go, they get to read the word that they want to go. You know, Elsa, which one do you choose? Oh, away. Good choice, Elsa. Elsa, I choose this one. What is that? Yes, awesome job. All right, very good. And then we'll just go back to it. Next time it's time for a reward. Of course, unless I have a student who is really bringing out that competitive spirit in me, they usually get to win the match. But this is another amazing way for you to allow your student to start practicing those words. Get them talking as much as possible. Get them interacting, because that is really going to help you achieve that 70-30 student-teacher output. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little few moments of tips and tricks, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye!